go, sir. You're not involved.
One of the toughest things that I think pastors do is funerals. It's not that funerals don't come and funerals don't go. It has nothing to do with that. It's that sometimes you have upon funerals where you really can't explain what happened. You can make up stuff and you can talk in cliches, and one thing I want to warn pastors about doing is don't get to funerals and talk in such a matter of cliches. You will get your chance to use these cliches at some point in time with the family, but stay away from them when they're in the middle of the pain. Just be there. Learn how to just listen. Learn how to be present without thinking you have to fill the space with talk. But there are seasons, there are times, there are right times, wrong times. And many times I think pastors cheat by just throwing out the quickest cliches that we understand in an effort not to have to face the hard facts. You know what? Doing funerals is tough. Trying to justify the death of a small child is something you can't do. It's not within your power to justify it. Some other things that you may come across is what I'm going to right now. I'm on my way to Henderson right now to a dear friend, a very dear friend, who has had pancreatic cancer, and there is no way to say, you know what, God's working through this pancreatic cancer. Oh, sure He is. Is He going to make people closer? Is He going to make people look at their lives and go, wow, how much time do I have left? These are things you're going to ponder. As a pastor, you're going to ponder these things. But the truth is, sometimes you need to be one thing to a family who is hurting. You need to be real. You need to be all out, hands down real. It is okay to look at a family and say, I don't know. I don't know why this happened. I have no clue why you just lost your loved one. I have no clue why at such a young age God allowed a body to be ravaged with cancer. I can't explain it, and it's okay to say that because you don't know. Many times you don't see it. You may not see the immediate result of what has just happened. All you see is the pain and the hurt of people you love. In this case here, it's someone I love dearly. Someone, in fact, this particular couple are two of my dearest friends, and in fact they were in our wedding. They were a big part of our wedding, and I was in their wedding, and they've been in my life for the majority of my adult life. So to see one of the people that I love die and have to say goodbye to her is going to be very painful for me, and it's going to be very unexplainable for the family that I have to speak with and to speak to. To speak to a daughter who's only 17, where you have to sit there and go, you know, God's in this. Somehow God's in this. It's tough. So what can you learn as a pastor from this? You can learn this, that you cannot explain everything that happens to people, but you can explain God at work. You can explain that somehow through the hurt that they're feeling, that they can find comfort in knowing that their loved one is in a better place. It doesn't make the hurt feel better for the loss. In fact, sitting there and seeing an empty seat at the table, an empty place in the bed, seeing an empty seat every time you go anywhere is going to hurt. It's going to cause great pain. But to be able to look at a family and at least say, you know what, we know that we're going to see her again is all you have. Sometimes it's all you have. So say I don't know. Don't feel like you've got to come up with some Stupid cliche. In fact, that didn't work out too well for Peter, remember? Peter, there at the Transfiguration, he thought it'd be really cool to start talking about how they just needed to build a tent and stay. It didn't work out so well for him. In fact, I can just see Moses rolling his eyes now. He just wanted to say the wrong thing at the wrong time because he thought he needed to fill space, when sometimes the ministry of presence is the strongest thing you have to a hurting family.
Come on, let's go, sir. You're not in